Hello, my name is Jamie Keith, and I want to share my story with you, my journey of my health, what's been going on, and how I'm doing today. I have a lot of health issues and a lot of things that's gone on, and it all stems, or 99.9% of it stems from one thing that happened to me. So I wanted to kind of share that, what's been going on. Whenever I got pregnant, with all my pregnancies, with all my babies, we have 5 children, I had antibodies that destroyed their platelets. With our first child, we treated it when he was 3 weeks old with IVIG infusion, with one IVIG infusion, and it pretty much helped my antibodies stop destroying his platelets. So his platelet count went up to normal and was fine ever since. With the rest of our children, I had IVIG infusions once a week from 20 weeks until I delivered. When I was pregnant with baby number 2, I went to the specialist. He was going to do the treatments, but he also wanted us to be involved in a study to see how high doses of prednisone would affect a platelet count. So all the women in the study would receive the IVIG infusions from 20 weeks until delivery. Half of them would be chosen randomly by a computer on whether they got high doses of prednisone or not. We said we didn't want to do the study. There was really no reason to take prednisone. It wasn't going to help our health or anything. It was just for information, and we didn't really want to take the risk. It was very risky. And this is very high doses. This wasn't a maintenance dose or low dose. It was very high. And we said no, but our doctor wouldn't take no for an answer. He used scare tactics and manipulation to trick us into doing the study. He said that our insurance company wouldn't pay for the treatments. They were very expensive. We couldn't afford it. And without the treatment, our baby would die. So he pretty much wasn't going to take no for an answer. We were young and scared, and we went ahead and did the study. I had to sign the papers before I knew if I was chosen to do the prednisone or not, and as you guessed, probably already, I was chosen for the high doses of prednisone. It turned out that our insurance company did cover the treatments, and the people who did the study, they billed our insurance company and got reimbursed for all my medical stuff. So that's when I realized that we were lied to and we were tricked. But what's done is done. I had a terrible time on the prednisone. They started me off with 60 milligrams every single day. I was on that for 3 weeks. I could not handle it. I was sick. I couldn't sleep. I couldn't walk. I was having cramping, severe cramping in my legs and my belly in the middle of the night. And my husband basically called the doctor after 3 weeks and said, take her off. We're not doing the study. We're done. Our doctor said, we have to do the study. We signed the papers. We can't take me off. And he said, well, I'm going to take her to the hospital. We're going to wean her off the prednisone, and I'm going to find another doctor. Wish we would have done that. But he talked us into lowering the dose to 20 milligrams, which is still a high dose. So I was on 60 milligrams for 3 weeks, 20 milligrams for about 5 or 6 months, and then to get me through my C-section, because it killed my adrenal glands, I had to get 100 milligrams of prednisone to get me through the C-section, which prevented me from sleeping for like 2 weeks. I had a terrible time during the prednisone. When I finished the prednisone, it pretty much destroyed my health and ruined my life. I've spent my whole entire life ever since then trying to get stable, get myself stabilized, because there's no healing from any of these problems that I got from it. There's no getting rid of it. It's just a matter of getting me stable and keeping me alive. I've been to doctors, specialists, homeopathic doctors, naturopathic doctors, chiropractors, and nutritionists, all trying to put Humpty Dumpty back together again from the effects of the prednisone. It gave me instant thyroid disease, which was a nightmare to fix. I was miserable with those symptoms, and they couldn't, it didn't show up on my blood work. So for a year and a half, they're like, you don't have thyroid disease, when I had all the symptoms so severe that I couldn't even function. And after a year and a half, it showed up. I ended up being allergic to the medicines, levothyroid and synthroid. I was miserable. I took myself off the medicine and tried to take herbs to fix my thyroid. And because I took myself off cold turkey, I started passing out. after 5 years, they finally got me on Armour Thyroid. So it wasn't an easy road. So instant thyroid disease, it hurt my kidney, it hurt my liver, it hurt my stomach to the point where I can't absorb nutrients. And so I have a vitamin deficiency. The older I get, the worse it gets, and it's really hard to keep up with that. I have extreme eczema from it, and even that was a nightmare to just get it stabilized. That'll be another story for another day. Severe candida, that was very hard to treat, and I don't think I fully healed. Like I said, it was just a matter of getting me stable, because there was no way I was going to heal completely from any of these things. There was also a dominoes effect where I have problems from my problems. I have brain and memory problems, a brain imbalance, which is a thing. I actually read 4 books about it. Sleep problems, bladder infections, and the older I get, it just seems like the worse it's getting. I mentioned that I had kidney problems. So right at the get-go, when I started the prednisone, I had kidney pain. They couldn't figure out why. My kidney test showed normal. So after I was done with the prednisone, I still had a lot of kidney pain every day, and sometimes to the point where I couldn't even lift my leg, and no doctor could figure out why. In 2011, I started having bladder infections, and I started having other symptoms associated with kidney disease. My bladder infections were severe, and because it was just every other month. From 2011, it's 2017, I'm still having bladder infections like every other month, and just very hard to treat. In 2014, they found out I had blockage. They opened up the blockage, and the blockage blocked back up again. 2016, they actually removed the scar tissue, removed the blockage. So when my kidney is blocked, I have bladder infections, and when I have surgery to fix my kidney, I have bladder infections because they have to put a stent in and remove the stent, and it affects my bladder, and it's a complication. So now I'm seeing my kidney specialist for my bladder, and I've had a lot of antibiotics. They've tried everything. I even went the natural route and went to my naturopath and did acupuncture and stuff. Everything just stopped being effective. It's resistant. My infections are resistant to everything, including a lot of antibiotics. So I have to have IV antibiotics and injections, and I've had a lot of them. A lot of times I have to double up on the amount. I was on antibiotics for 50 days in a row. I was very aggressive in keeping myself healthy and keeping up with all the antibiotics, as far as probiotics and yeast killers and digestive enzymes and stuff. And it was just too much antibiotics, and I couldn't keep up. So my health started failing because of all the antibiotics. I started having severe stomach problems. Every single day I was sick. Even when I'm off the antibiotic, it's like a permanent side effect. Brain fog, I can't think straight or remember things. I started gaining 20 to 30 pounds randomly, and there's no reason for that. It's just weird. And when I go on the Whole30 diet, which I did 3 times, or I cut back on my eating, my body overreacts and acts like it's starving to death. I'm craving and I'm starving, and I'm just about to go out of my mind with hunger and cravings, and it's miserable. It's just miserable. And then I'm not losing the weight, and if I lose it, I gain it right back, or I don't lose it. And even though I'm, dieting and fasting and miserable, and what else? Loss of energy, and just a lot of miserable. I could just tell my health is going downhill fast. So I've been searching like crazy, looking for something, because I know there has to be a product out there that would help me. Looking for answers. I tried a lot of things. I looked into products, companies. I looked at Sprouts. I wrote down ingredient lists, searching products that had ingredients. I was just trying to kill 2 birds with 1 stone. There had to be something. I was looking, like actively, aggressively looking, and didn't find anything. Tried a lot of things that really didn't help. I was browsing on Facebook, and there was this group that showed up on my news feed, and they were talking about something I wasn't interested in. It wasn't even a thread I was interested in, but I was just looking at it anyway. I noticed Plexus caught my eye, and the reason why I looked into it is because I thought it was a travel agency, and I just thought it was silly and weird that there would be a job that you can do as a side job as a travel agent. So I looked into it to see what this is all about. Basically, I was being nosy. I didn't even care. I was just curious. So I looked into Plexus, and when I found out what it was, I realized oh my goodness, this is exactly what I'm looking for. I was reading about gut health and how when you heal the gut, then a lot of symptoms associated with that will go away, and it helps with weight loss and hunger. And as I was reading through, some of the things they were saying about it are things that I remembered that a friend had posted on Facebook. So I messaged my friend and asked, do you sell Plexus? She said yes, sent me some samples. So meanwhile, when this is all happening, I cut my thumb really bad. I took a chunk out of the top and deep cut in the bottom. I had to get 6 stitches and an antibiotic to prevent infection. I was debating whether I should take the antibiotic or not, but it was such a bad injury, I figured I probably should. When I took that antibiotic, it's like my body just gave up, threw in the towel and said, forget it. I was lethargic. I couldn't even think straight. I just felt like I didn't even care. I just felt like I even told my husband, I go, I haven't been the same since I hurt my thumb. And when I finished the antibiotic, about 3 days later, I started having a severe allergic reaction. I couldn't breathe, I couldn't swallow, my tongue was swelling, and it wouldn't go away. It was just going on and on and on. And I wasn't about to go to the hospital to get a shot of steroids or prednisone or anything, so I just took a Benadryl. My body overreacted to the Benadryl, probably because I'm out of whack and messed up. And I ended up sleeping for 2 days, which isn't a normal reaction to me, just one Benadryl, but it didn't take care of the symptoms either. So I was pretty miserable. So meanwhile, my Plexus comes in the mail thanks to my friend, and I took it right away. It was the Plexus Slim. It's a powder that you put in water, and I drank it. And within 3 hours, I felt amazing. My allergic reaction completely went away and never came back. My stomach issues that I was having every single day for months now went away and never came back. The feeling of starving, like I'm hungry and I'm starving and going out of my mind, completely went away. I could think clearly. I had more energy. I just felt overall amazing. I was so excited. If you take a cup and you put it under in the sink and turn on the water, turn on the faucet, and it overflows, the cup's just overflowing and you keep the water on, that's how I feel like my symptoms were. I was overwhelmed, I was drowning, and if anything I tried, which was all good things that I was doing, I felt like I was just scooping a spoon in the cup, and it was just barely taking the edge off temporarily, but it wasn't helping. I feel like when I took the Plexus, all it did was shut off the faucet, shut off that flow of water. Now, I still have a cup full of symptoms, and I have a long road ahead of me. I'm not saying I was miraculously healed after one drink of the Plexus, but it just seemed to cut off the flow of symptoms, and I felt absolutely amazing. So I got the triplex combo. I ordered it. I started taking it. It's what they recommend. It's 3 products they recommend for when you first start. And I've just been continuing to heal and get better. I just see great improvements. So I decided to go ahead and do this as a business, not because I have time, because I absolutely have no time. I just do a little bit at a time. And not because I love selling things, because I absolutely hate selling things. It does not fit my personality. It's not my gift. I don't enjoy it. And I just run away from it. So, but I feel like with this, it's different. I feel like I'm helping people. If I can get my story out there, put myself out there and share about these products, what they've done for me, learn about these products and share them with people, I feel like there's a lot of people in my shoes. Even if they don't have the story that I have with the prednisone and antibiotics, I feel like there's a lot of people out there who have symptoms, who have health issues or a weight problem, and I feel like I can be a blessing and I can help moms improve their health so that they can be a blessing to their families. So I will be putting out more videos to share more about the products and about my health journey and how I'm doing, and I hope this is helpful to you, and I hope it's a blessing. Thank you for listening, and have a good day.